During the events of Hollow Knight, the Radiance is imprisoned completely within a single dream, that of the Hollow Knight. Formerly, she was able to manifest herself in the dreams of multiple bugs at once, which was the medium through which she spread the infection. A developer's note for the game describes the Moth Tribe as having sealed her away by forgetting about her. She is only ever described as existing in the dream realm, so I started wondering, was there ever a time when she was able to be completely in the physical world? Let's go through what we know of the timeline of the Radiance's existence. She created the Moth Tribe, who existed in the physical realm but had a strong natural connection to the dream realm because of their origin. This is in contrast to Un, who exists in the physical world but brought plants and bugs into it through her dream. The Radiance was in the minds of multiple bugs at once, most likely including those outside the Moth Tribe, and as a result these bugs had a limited capacity of intelligence. When the Pale King arrived and the bugs' minds were expanded, she was sealed away, which can be interpreted to mean that she was locked deep within the dream realm to the point where she could not influence the minds of bugs as she once had. Substantial enough memory of her brought her out of this state and into the one she'd had before, and she began manifesting in the minds of bugs and attempting to manipulate them. Bugs resisted her influence, causing the infection, which itself was able to manifest in the physical realm as a sort of orange liquid. When the Hollow Knight was sealed, she was focused entirely into their dream, from which she was at first unable to escape due to the Hollow Knight's void nature. Eventually, she was able to extend her influence outside of the Hollow Knight due to them being impure, but largely she was still contained inside the single dream. None of these events imply that the Radiance could manifest her entire form as seen in dreams into the physical realm. It's even possible that the reason bugs shut out the Radiance once the Pale King arrived was not only because they now had the mental capacity to do so, but because their newfound sentience made them realize that the Radiance was only within their minds, while the Pale King's glow was one that they could see with their own eyes, making them favor that over the Radiance's light in their dreams. If it had ever occurred that the Radiance went from being completely in the physical realm to the dream realm like the White Palace was, for example, there would probably be a very specific indication that such an event had taken place. For some comparison, let's also take a look at a being whose nature is similar to that of the Radiance, the Nightmare's Heart. Not only does it not exist in the physical realm, but it can only exist in a specific part of the dream realm as a whole, the Nightmare realm. Like the Radiance, the Nightmare's Heart's influence can manifest somewhat into the physical world through bugs whose minds it has control over and can solidify itself inside of. In a similar way that the Radiance needed bugs dreaming about her in order to continue her existence as a higher being, the Nightmare's Heart must be fed with flames made out of Nightmare Essence, which are given to it through a creature of its own spawn that is able to contain the flames like a vessel. Like how the Radiance is concentrated inside the mind of the Hollow Knight, the Nightmare's Heart is concentrated inside the mind of Troop Master Grimm. Only in the battle with Nightmare King Grimm, which takes place inside the Nightmare realm where the Nightmare's Heart itself is present and has been fed with all the flames and Hallow Nest, is Grimm using the full expanse of the Nightmare's Heart's power within him. Similarly, the Radiance can try to deter the Knight by getting infected bugs to harm them, such as Myla, but she can only fight the Knight directly inside a specific dream that she is fully present in, either that of the Hollow Knight or the Godseeker. So, was the Radiance always in the dream realm and never fully in the physical realm? Yes, but in different ways over time. She could manifest into multiple minds before the arrival of the Pale King, and during the height of the infection, she was locked deep inside the dream realm when she was nearly forgotten, she is confined to the dream of the Hollow Knight when they're sealed, and she is summoned to Godhome by the Godseeker's attunement. So what do you think? Do you believe the Radiance ever had a physical form? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a like if you found it interesting, and subscribe to see similar content in the future. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.